Hey everyone, I'll be covering all of the Nintendo Switch's game announcements for the third week of December, so let's get started. Our first game this week is Mages of Mystralia, which is releasing on Switch January 29th. Based on a best-selling book about a fantasy realm full of dungeons and dragons, this action-adventure game features a crafting system with tons of spells to annihilate opponents whenever you're not solving puzzles. Nicalis is finally releasing Remillard on February 26th. This hack-and-slash action game puts you in the shoes of Remy, who disposes of fierce mecha-styled monsters with a variety of melee and magic spells, featuring a full single-player story and two-player local co-op. Adult Games shadow dropped Rain World to the eShop this week. Search for food and shelter between downpours that threaten life in this entire world. Evade cunning predators with AI that adapts to your playstyle with over 1,600 challenge rooms in over 12 diverse regions, full of secrets and dangers to overcome. Moving Out is a chaotic 80s themed co-op moving simulator releasing next year. You unload or pack up cargo in crazy locations and circumstances for high scores or to keep customers happy, featuring over 50 levels that must be experienced with others. You're thrown into a fantastic and surreal environment and mine, Path to Thalamus, with over 25 interactive landscapes filled with puzzles to solve and riddles to discover. Deal with enemies in clever and interesting ways by changing the weather, time of day, and many other aspects of the gameplay. Featuring a mix of exploration, puzzles, and pixel art 2D horror, Viviette has you uncovering the mysteries of the Newville mansion. There's no map and there's no help, it's just you and the wretched past to unfold as multiple endings to experience. Lapis X Labyrinth is being localized to the west next year. This dungeon diving action RPG is fast-paced and full of dangers. With over 4,000 unique team combinations and synchronized attacks, lay destruction to the monsters in the world around you. Merge Games is releasing Bomber Crew Complete Edition a year after the game originally launched. This version will include all of the DLC available for the game and is releasing in March. Samsara Deluxe is a reflective puzzle game where you guide a child to safety by dropping blocks of different shapes and properties into a world of 2 dimensions, with over 100 levels to tinker in over 7 different realms. Handy Games is bringing El Hijo to the Switch next year. This non-violent spaghetti western stealth game follows the story of a 6-year-old who must sneak around this dangerous world to gain the self-confidence to defeat his foes. Launching on the eShop, As Divine Hearts 2 is a JRPG that picks up 2 years after the events of the first game, where Zack and his crew are tasked to save the parallel world of Arkelio, with revamped visuals and upgraded mechanics for Switch. Released on December 25th, Uncanny Valley has you exploring a mysterious facility to uncover dark and terrifying secrets, with narrative-altering consequences in each playthrough. The Square Enix Collective is bringing Octahedron Transfixed Edition to the Switch January 17th. This is a psychedelic neon action platformer that defies gravity and pulls platforms from mid-air to an intense rhythm beat. Omega Strike is a pixel art action platformer Metroidvania with a huge open-ended world and multiple playable characters. Over 12 bosses and hidden treasures are abound. P-Cube continues your strong Switch support by bringing the visual novel Tokyo School Live February 14th. Featuring fully animated cutscenes and voiced characters, you get to know your classmates and your love adversaries. Steven Studios is bringing 2 games to the Switch next month, starting with Ethan Meteor Hunter, which is a puzzle game and they can be solved in multiple ways with over 50 levels to enjoy, followed by Inside Radio, which is a rhythm platformer and adventure game where every action you take has to follow the beat, with tons of electro, dub, and disco music to enjoy. Godly Corp is a simulation game where you control a tentacle-based creature and try to solve unpredictable tasks with unpredictably absurd humor, featuring a 4-hour campaign and plenty of replayability. The post-apocalyptic survival game Sheltered offers character customization, RPG mechanics, and a crafting system to make shelters and survive the grueling attacks as you defend what little you have to carry forward. The RPG Chronos Ark was previously available on the 3DS and is getting reworked for the Switch, featuring familiar quests, dungeon fills with loot, and puzzles, and is releasing December 20th on the Japanese eShop. It will also support English, so we can expect a Western release soon. Announced in the latest issue of Famitsu, Sidus Alpha is a full remake of the rhythm mobile game of the same name. Rayark Studios will be using the same model that they used for Voez and Demo on Switch by including all of the songs on day 1, and they'll be adding more via DLC. The roguelike Lost Castle features procedurally generated dungeons and 4-player local co-op with friends, and is set to release sometime next year. The Filipino developer Keyball Games is bringing 4 titles to the Switch next year. The first is Grand Guilds, which is a story-driven tactical RPG with card combat mechanics, followed by Jackaxe, which is a 2D side-scrolling action-adventure platformer with a bit of puzzle solving. High Noon Revolver is a 2D action shooter that rewards progression. The longer you play, the more you unlock and the faster you get it. And lastly, Ninja Kato, which is a platforming mobile game which we know very little of as of now. Announced in the latest issue of Koro Koro, Together the Battle Cats is releasing in Japan December 20th, featuring 4 mini-games, brand new Switch-specific stages, and over 350 characters. This is an upgraded version of the previous game. Sadly, no Western release has yet to be confirmed. In New Star Manager, you take control of New Star FC as you manage it through the turmoil and turn things around to win the cup, controlling the squad's lineup and design a winning tactic. The underwater action-adventure game, The Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human, has you discovering wildlife, encountering monstrous beasts, and curiously exploring the ocean depths. Gunman Clive HD Collection is heading to the Switch. The creator announced on Twitter that this classic collection containing both games has been submitted to Nintendo. Shadow dropped in the eShop this week. Lazy Galaxy Rebel Story is a squad-based shoot-'em-up bullet hell roguelike with 2-player local co-op support and 8 different levels to experience. Keep the sheeps entertained in Clouds and Sheep 2. You can feed them, toss them around, or just buy them presents. Anything to keep them from getting bored. Is releasing December 21st. Pipe Rush Paradise has been delayed several times, but is finally releasing December 24th, offering an open-world island in dire need of plumbing, featuring over 47 elegant puzzles packed full of mechanics and twists. And that's what the game announcements we'll be covering this week. During an interview with Edge Magazine, Reggie mentioned that Nintendo's president, Shuntaro Furukawa, will be speaking to analysts in early January to present their plans for 2019, which leads me to believe we'll get some good tidbits regarding their lineup, and I fully expect the Direct to follow suit. Let's hope that's the case. So with all that said, as per always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate the support. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. See ya!